Welcome to TopGunOptions.com daily market intel brief. I'm Matthew Buckley, call sign Wiz, and I want to update you on some of our open positions that we put out earlier in the week. That's putting a huge smile on our face, and also a potentially new trade, a bullish call calendar spread on Bank of America. So let's go right now to our Trade Monster trading platform. As always, you can paper trade through a lot of, or virtual trade through a lot of different brokers. We love Trade Monster. You can go to trademonster.com/TGO and open a virtual or paper trading account right here so you can practice all the stuff in the simulator before actually going out on the flight line here. Quick debrief though, let's take a look at our Las Vegas double vertical spread that we put on, 2-3 days ago on Monday. It's already up 403%. It was up as high as 450% a couple minutes ago. So definitely loving a nice over 400% return in 3 days. And again, we turned it was a fast money trade that one of our Top Gun Options traders had a question on that they had never seen before, the type of tactic that we're discussing on fast money. And we actually turned that into a double vertical spread, put it in the afterburner, and now it's returned over 400% in just 3 days. So that's what we do here at Top Gun Options while managing risk. The trade they had was actually riskier than what we did, and we actually turned their debit trade into a credit. So we put money in our pocket to get this done, and look at the results there, over 400%. But here's what I want to talk about right now is Bank of America. Now, Bank of America, the invisible hand of the Fed keeps the market at least mentally out of freak mode for now, and the threat of European contagion subsides. The Top Gun Options trading team is moderately bullish on the current market and in financial, in particular the financial sector here. So the target we're taking a look at today in today's market intel brief is Bank of America. And folks, we're seeing, like I said, some relative strength in the overall financial sector. You can take a look at the XLF, which is an ETF that tracks the, how the financials are looking. And as you can see, when everybody thought the world was going to end down here during the, summer, and lost their credit rating, all sorts of stuff. And then boom, the financials usually lead us out of a recession, usually. And Helicopter Ben's announcement that interest rates are going to remain low for the foreseeable future, it's good news for banks. Well, it's also bad news, but mainly good. It's bad because people aren't flocking to Bank of America branches because of their incredibly high CD rates. I mean, folks, you can make more interest on your money by burying it in the yard. But the Fed has made it clear that the printing presses will remain open 24/7 as long as they don't run out of ink. So let's take a look at the Bank of America. Let's take a look at the 3-month chart. Let's take it our radar scope there and bring it down to about 3 months. Check this out. Bottomed out there around the $5 level, just been on a steady climb uphill like the Price is Right guy that yodels and then hopefully doesn't fall off the top here. But it's also found support right around the $8 level for the past month and a half. Kind of found some support, and then now continuing that uptrend. And folks, Bank of America hasn't seen this level, the 9-ish, since early August of 2011. So while the stock is definitely on the rebound, the question remains whether or not it can sustain this lift, right? At Top Gun Options, this type of question leads us to a particular tactic, and it's called a call calendar spread. So we already placed this in our model portfolio, but take a look at this. A call calendar spread is where you buy a deep in the money back month, all the way downrange call, such as the January 13s in this case, and you sell the front month upside call. What's that do? That helps us finance that deep in the money call. So this particular tactic, and again, it's not a strategy, folks. We call them strategies. Please don't come to Top Gun Options. This is a tactic. It supports an overall strategy. We're selling 20 of the April front months, the 10s, and buying 20 January 13 7.5 calls. What's that do for us as far as risk and max profit and potential break-even point? By the way, there's the order ticket. I fired this one in earlier this morning for our paid subscribers at 211 and did get filled at it. But here's what we're looking at here. Max profit, that's actually incorrect. And you get a gold star if I could ask you why. I'd say incorrect. Why? Because those deep in the money calls, those 7.5 Jan calls have a delta of nearly 0.8, about 0.75, I believe. So our potential upside is unlimited, right? Bank of America goes to 100 by January 13. We're not making $1,600, folks. We're making a lot more than that. However, max loss is right there. It is correct. It's about $4,200, which is right in line with our Top Gun Options trading rules of engagement, where we never risk more than 5% of our intermediate model portfolio, which is a $100,000 paper trading model portfolio on one particular trade. So that's what we're looking at right here. That was the order ticket we did get filled at $2.11. So we can go back to our Trade Master platform and take a look at our orders here. And you can see down there, Bank of America, we were filled 20 of them at 211 a while ago, and actually, it's moving up there. Bank of America, it's a little bit of a tear lately, like I said. Threats to success. We always contingency plan. Before we squeeze the trigger on any real capital, putting it down range, we always contingency plan. So guess what? Threats to success, guess what? On that was two guess what's in the room. That was bad. April 16th, right after tax day, is earnings for BAC. So that puts what? That puts that $10 upside call that we're short in a LAR, we call it as a fight pod, launch acceptability region, meaning that could reach out and touch us if Bank of America popped. That would be a pretty significant pop, right? About 10%-ish. Can it happen? You bet. But, let's keep an eye on it. But the good thing, though, is we have what as a hedge? That deep in the money, January 7.5, 7.5 call here. So let's take a look at that call real quick. Why did we choose that? Because then it is... where are we here? Here's our Trade Monster platform delta. The closest to a 0.8 delta we could get was that 7.5 call. Didn't want to go all the way down and spend too much money on that $5 call, but right around here, that $7.5 call. So our upside, our profit target, potentially unlimited. So we're going to stay with the 7.5 calls as long as they're profitable. Now, if the stock pops and financials go on a tear, we'd adjust our tactic accordingly with our subscribers and stop selling the front month calls that are financing this in the money call right here, and because it's doing its own self-financing, so to speak, at that point. Eject criteria. Where do we bail out of this thing for max profit, min loss? In the intermediate model portfolio, we would bail out of this trade at about a 50% loss. But guess what, folks? We don't wait until we seconds away from flying into the side of the mountain to eject. We're going to make that decision right around the 25% loss point. We're going to reevaluate, and we'll send out an update to our subscribers. Hopefully that doesn't happen. And the exit tactic is simply buy the front month calls that you're short back, and then sell those deep in the money calls, hopefully for a nice potential profit. And as I said, we're filled at 211. Overall, folks, looks like the world might not actually end. Well, it will, but Israel, Iran still creeps us out. Europe is still a house of cards. Oh yeah, guess what? There's an election coming up where a former heavy from Bain Capital could potentially be president. We think that would be a bullish sign for stocks. Hopefully he could roll back some of that Franken-Dodd nightmare that was built, and maybe even some of that Obamacare train wreck. Don't want to get on my soapbox though. So folks, we think that's a bullish sign for stocks, potentially with a Romney win there. So happy hunting. Make sure you hedge. Do me a favor. Follow us on Twitter at WizCheck6, the number 6. And it's WHIZ check, CHECK, the number 6, or at Top Gun Options. And we like to keep our traders updated via that as well. But also go to Facebook.com/Top Gun Options, and you can download a free 15-page proprietary trade plan on us that details a lot of our mindsets and everything we went through today. And one last reminder, we finally have a 4-pay option for our Full Throttle program starting next Monday. So all of you who are interested in the Full Throttle course, a full week of an intense live training and trading, 4-pay option is available. Simply go to fullthrottle.com to get started and scroll all the way down to the bottom right, and it is right there. Matt Buckley, call sign Wiz, happy hunting. Make sure you hedge.